First, Max. All right, welcome to the show. All hail the tail. Max has decided to join us for the beginning. We're here to discuss geo-engineered Helena versus climate hoax. Um, we've taken a look at. Let me change this up. There we go. Share this tab instead. So it's being shown all over the place that Hurricane Helena and the next one are pretty much manufactured entities. The next one, what was it called? Harold Harvey? I can't remember. But, it started in an unlikely place on the other side of the Gulf of Mexico. Very odd. I don't know if it's entirely unheard of for that to happen. Hi, RJ. Hi, Tanya. Good to see you. But, yes, thank you, Max. Yep, thank you. Max is in a loving mood at the moment. Let's see if we can get some kisses. Do we get kisses? Max, up here. Up here. No kisses? Nope. All right. Hey, RJ, how you doing? Good to see you. So, yeah, hi, Wildlife. How you doing? Oh, we have an addition. Let me see if I can hear you. You're still muted.
Hello. Yeah, it took me a minute. So, did you see my most recent video?
Which one?
On my YouTube channel?
Or
my TikTok. The hurricane that shouldn't have been, like you were saying as I was
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it was supposed to hit at a category 5 or 6, and because we who do the energy work did our energy work, it only hit as a category 2. Most of the damage was caused by tornadoes.
Excellent. Yeah, my wife was mentioning that it had lessened in strength. I haven't been able to keep. I've been unable to keep track of it. Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, it's a 2, it's a 4, it's a 3. It kept going. We were playing tug of war with that motherfucker. I saw the video. I should have duetted it. I don't think it let me, though. It didn't have duet option. But it was like up and down and up and down, and we were having quite the tug of war with it. But we won at category 2.
Hi, Crystal Shaman. Yeah, I've been praying at it, sending it love. That was suggested to me, so I did it my best. I hope other people did their best. So
yes, we did. We all did it our way, and it worked. And
it could have been because of the bad PR they're getting, also, and that's another thing that I'm here to discuss. And why I'm discussing this is because of the bad PR they received over Helena. And I think that had something possibly to do with its weakening, or it possibly just having its, its natural path. And I'm excited about that because Dan Wigington is doing interviews everywhere. This is one of his videos. People are looking at the dimming. Let me show you that. That's another one of his productions. It's free for use for anyone. He gets really into the detail, pretty good on this, and makes it explainable.
Nice.
This has been out for a while. I've watched it once. But this whole storm, when these images made it out, and people started realizing, and then they found that there were, I think there's C3s or C10s, a military plane, basically outfitted to be a flying dispersion plane, was tracked in the middle of the hurricane. So they even have all the flight paths of all the planes that interacted with this hurricane. And at the points where they interacted, the hurricane changed its trajectory, intensity, so on and so forth.
Yeah, they kept sending their planes to soup it back up. And like I said, it was quite the tug of war.
Yeah, everything's good, wildlife. You can come up if you want. Hi, Mr. Mission. Good to see you. This is the real reason for climate change, right? Exactly, Mr. Mission. You can't discuss climate change until you discuss geoengineering. Sorry, but I think that those things in the sky, and I've recently been hearing alternate theories on what those things do. Like, instead of being like something to protect us, apparently, those things have the potential to destroy the ozone, thereby, because we're getting a lot more UVC through right now. And they've been doing that for what, 30 years? 30 or 40 years? Blaming us for the ozone and blaming us for carbon and blaming us for everything else they can, And everybody feeling all that fear and guilt,
Yeah.
We try to be nice, Well, we've tried to be nice. Now it don't work no more. Climax, yeah. Yeah, that's what they're after, a climax, eh? But did you see how quickly they came up with, I think it was 70 million or 170 million? Or was it 700 million? The coffers of what's it called? Um, FEMA, right? Their coffers were empty. They had no aid to render. Yes. Suddenly they came up with, I think it was either 170 or 700 million dollars. Because the PR on this is just tanking. And Joe Biden came out and said there is no geoengineering, none of it. It's like, we know there is. So everybody knows there is.
Yes, we've seen the documents. Yes.
Now you're trying to say that there's none? Like you could say this storm was not geoengineered. That would have been sensible to say, because we know now,
There were videos of Siri saying that they went and dropped dry ice in it to beef it up. And people were making TikTok videos about it. And now, if you try to find a video about it, she doesn't say anything when you ask the questions now.
Yeah, I learned all kinds of new information about that, like those heat domes that they have you guys under the summer. Apparently they can like create them, but then they can collapse them and use those as pressure waves. Yeah, I thought that was neat. I just thought they would be able to heat up the area, but they can actually make that an active system, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Hi, you tell me. I know, too big of a word for Biden. I know it might be AI. Should have posted it yesterday, but today it is. Okay. Joe told Trump to get a life and help people when Trump was one of the. Yeah, exactly. He was one of the first on the scene. He brought lots of aid. We have reports of the FEMA camps hindering any aid coming in. One of the reports I heard was, well, yeah, you can find the FEMA guys. They're around the corner at the cafe. That's all they do is sit there, Oh, there's Smoking and G. Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hey, Sister G.
Hey, Paula. Yeah, you're talking my frequency here with the heat.
Yeah. Yeah, they, I didn't know they did that with those heat domes. I just thought they made you guys suffer with them. but they found other uses for them, obviously. You know,
Oh, absolutely. There's always 7 angles to every move.
yeah. So yeah, I'm amazed by that. You know, there's a lot of more information coming out, which is exciting too, and because of this devastation, like I think they were promising a third storm. We thought one might hit Hawaii, or they might hit the same area. I'm not sure, but yeah, people are really getting on to this one. Like,
Mhm.
hopefully, it gets some traction, right? Dan
Yeah, I
Wheaton
was,
is doing interviews everywhere, so
yeah, I was just watching Alex Jones. He's tearing him apart. This weather control has been openly admitted to since the 60s in Congress. That he has recordings
Yes.
of people coming in going, "Yeah, we do this."
oh yeah, yeah, of course. I forgot to pull up that document too.
Just taking a little hitty poo, everybody.
Here we go. I like this one. This has been in
Yeah.
act since 1975. Agreement between Canada and U.S. United States of America relating to the exchange of information on weather modification activities.
Yeah. No,
There's
it's in writing.
government
It's yeah.
government of Canada right there. You can go and search up this treaty.
Yeah. No, yeah, they've been talking about the whole Doppler next rad.
Yeah.
We think it's just to see what the weather is. No, 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 no. It's there to create the weather.
Yeah, I think we've hit an apex with this because of the amount of sources and the events, you know?
And why didn't they stop these hurricanes?
Yes. Yes, that was going to be a point too. Yeah. See if they can
Oh,
control the weather because they've proven they can steer, modify, increase, or decrease
yeah.
in their papers these effects. Why aren't they doing it? Now they're
And
culpable.
in their papers, they claim they're doing it for drought reasons. To where there's drought, you can bring some rain, and not rain, not just just rain, not a fucking I'm crazy, I'm a lunatic fucking storm that floods everything out like the Sahara
Yeah.
right now is flooded. That's too much. They're proving that they're taking this knowledge and using it for evil because you
Yeah.
could have just gave the Sahara some rain so it could grow. But what'd you do? You had to flood it. You had to be a bastard. You just couldn't do it right, could you? And they're
Well,
proving
because
it.
they went with bricks. They went with bricks.
Yeah.
So they got fucked for that.
Yeah.
That's what
You know,
happened. They went on the brick system, said, no, we're not doing your dollar no more, and they flooded them.
No,
you
we're in
know,
a world war. It's just very covert now. They do it a little tippy toe at a time so we don't
It's
notice, but
it's weather wars. We could have it so that they could make it so the world would rain every night everywhere at 3 a.m.
uh-huh. Yeah. No,
They could pretty much do that. But do you think they're going to do that? Not while they're attacking people with their weather. They can't. They need systems to build up. They don't need a
mm,
calm, stable system, you know?
yeah. But you see, the what was supposed to be a 5 or a 6 was only a 2.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mhm.
that's why they're afraid of us. And that's why they want us unalived.
I thought the second one was a diversion. The first one was the target, and the second one was just to get our minds off of it and go on to the next one. And it worked.
Not by the
Yeah.
title of my show.
Oh,
Right.
no, no.
Right.
It worked for the, the NPCs out there. Yeah.
They're just catching on now, which is exciting.
Yeah, I'm hopeful.
So there's hope. We have to keep on this topic. Hey Trey, good to see you. Hi Emmett. Less obvious to the masses when they make it look like an act of God. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's why we have to make more content talking about geoengineering. Let these people know that they can use HARP too. Apparently they use HARP at sea and they use the RADSAT system
Yeah,
inland.
yeah, to steer it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot. We've gotten a lot more information on what they do with these systems. You know, the dry ice, the particles. They use them to steer it around, amplify it, all that good stuff, right? You know, look at how far north that thing made it. Like that's nearly impossible. And then they bring up the next impossible one that forms right in the Gulf of Mexico and heads straight across.
That was
Oh,
so
Indie
obvious,
Groove is
you know.
here.
Oh,
They claimed
well,
that
there's a couple
their
people here.
administration was going to be transparent, and they technically have not lied. They have been transparent to those who can see.
Yep, yep. They put it in their legislation. They leave it on the radar. It's there for you to look at.
Hey guys, good to see you, or not see you.
Yeah,
I keep
well,
saying
Light.
that.
Hi, Indy.
What's up,
Good to see
everyone?
you.
Greetings,
Oh,
greetings.
man.
Hi guys.
So, what kind of shit have you guys heard about this? All this weather
Well,
manipulation. Well, you've heard a lot about it,
thought,
but recently.
I thought about you earlier, Max. I don't know if you watched it or not, but I watched the Alex Jones clip with Dane Wigington. Did you see that?
I did. I heard it. Yeah, I
Okay,
listened.
yeah. I was watching that, and what he lays out and what strikes me about the situation, and probably all of us, is that all of this stuff is out there. It's documented. It's long history.
Yep.
It's not a theory. This is not something we're fucking making up, but it's just a simple fact of they admit to doing it. And even if we talk to people, the normies about it, or even in my case, I called my state Department of Environmental Quality 2 years ago about the fake clouds and talked to a
Mhm.
person who was in charge for this. And she had to play dumb like she didn't know like she had never seen lines in the sky. You know what I mean? So that's the most frustrating part is not just
The
what they're doing,
gas,
but the fact that people just, gloss it over and won't
yeah,
accept it.
gaslight us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm hoping people will start watching this show, The Dimming. This is a movie by Dan Wigington.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Really good, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they're blaming us for all this climate stuff, but what the hell are they doing to the skies? You know, they're using the weather as a weapon.
It's the climate change.
Yeah, they're using it as a weapon against other countries and on their own people,
And that is,
sociologically and physically, right?
And we can't fight back. Well, they think we can't fight back, but we turn that 5-6 into a 2, so we can sort of fight back.
I haven't seen that many chemtrails recently.
yeah.
Just happened to mention that.
Well, I will say,
Mine are back.
yeah, with the past two hurricanes not coming this direction and being further east,
Yeah.
we've had beautiful weather lately. And I've just felt better. I've almost been feeling nostalgic. It's been weird. It's a weird, you know what I mean? It's just like, wow, I haven't seen 3-4 good, clear, beautiful days.
Yeah, it's been kind of cloudy here, but yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, man.
It's like the skies, like the tornado cleared it up, and they haven't, started to gray
Yeah.
it up yet. Which they will do very soon, right?
Just like the idea, like the motive we talk about, like first of all, just manipulating the weather. Now, if just like Paula was saying earlier about the Sahara, right? If we were using this to green up areas and make the weather more stable and nice, at least then, I don't know, we could see the benefit of it. But the fact
All
that
of this,
everything they're
this,
doing, the whole
yeah.
spraying.
So like I said right
Why-
there,
why would you-
1891,
What type of
it's been
I don't
going
think
on
any
for
of
over
us.
100 years.
Yeah. My father in the 60s was talking about it. And he was a very not conspiracy, kind of guy at all. And they were saying, oh, yeah, they're seeding the clouds. We're going to have rain tomorrow.
Mm.
What? Yeah.
But they could use it for good if they
Oh, yeah.
wanted, and they could use non-toxic, non-lethal particles instead of using
Yeah, I
everything.
mean,
Well, and
dry ice. Dry ice is not dangerous
that's
at
the
all.
thing, dude.
Well,
It's fine.
it's the aluminum, barium, strontium, silver nitrate. Those things aren't good for us, and they're spraying
That's the
them.
dangerous part. Yeah.
Right. And if you do that to somebody else that causes them harm, you're liable.
Well, yeah, that's one of the things is the liability of it. You know,
Yeah, dude.
this goes back to the Navy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Navy is instrumental in it because it started with the radar, and it
Yeah.
continued all the technologies that have been deployed upon us.
Yep. Yep.
So, you know, who's culpable? Well, it's the Navy.
It's just like the
Yeah.
5G thing.
Yeah,
Like
all of
there's
these
reasonable
communications,
questions.
they
Yeah.
all started as military.
All that goes
And even
hand in
that,
hand.
dude, like,
We see the benefits. It's just not beneficial to us. There's
Correct.
benefits to what's happening to the people that's doing it, but there's a lot more to send those clouds than just weather manipulation. You know, you got nanoparticles, nano dust. Stuff just doesn't stay up there forever. Eventually, it falls down, gets on your skin, gets on
Yes.
plants, trees, animals, anything that's organic. Any type of virus or anything like that, it latches on anything that's organic.
and it seems like that's the purpose. That's the real purpose, it seems like. Because there's no
Yes.
One of them.
benefit to what they're doing.
Yeah, they always have 7 angles to every move. I'm telling you, they don't just do it for one reason. You
And
know, a
I have
lot of,
seen,
yeah, because, and I just want to throw in, it's because the psychopaths are running the show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you have to
it's
be.
always, yeah, they are. And they just want to, you know, beat us up and then gaslight us about it. They get a kick out of it aside from control.
absolutely. But I
Well,
have
that's what I
seen
worry
cats out
about
here.
is,
I had a cat that I've had out
Right.
here for a couple years, and she was very healthy. And I took care of her as good as I could for her being an outside cat. And then all of a sudden this year, she got sick fast and died quickly.
Yeah.
And so did her other friend that I've been feeding. They were fine, and then they were sick, and then they were dead within a week.
Almost looks like a face, sad portrait of a demon.
This was sent to us by Crystal Shaman. So yeah, it does look like a demon face, doesn't it? Or a
Little red eye,
spirit
like
face
a
or something.
mouth.
Yeah. Good capture.
Yeah. Now this is the one that just hit Florida, or is this Helene?
This is the one that just hit Florida.
Okay.
I always forget its name.
yeah, they had some
Forgot
pictures
it.
of radar. I captured a screenshot. At one point, it was a perfect 9.
Oh yeah.
Like it was in the shape of a perfect 9, where if you typed a
Wow.
9 next to it in text, it was
Yeah.
exact.
Hey, you wonder if they're geo-scripting now, eh?
Yeah.
Doing their own little type of writing.
I did see the drone footage of our Major League Baseball team down in Tampa. I forget the name of it, but their whole stadium.
Race.
Yeah, the Rays. Yeah, it ripped the whole top off of their stadium.
Wow.
Oh man. Well,
Yeah, but
let me ask you, Wildlife. I was just gonna ask him about. Everybody's been talking about what they're doing in North Carolina right now, like not letting people volunteer, and they're commandeering supplies that people are donating. Have you, in your on the ground experience, have you seen or heard people talking about or any of that in your area? Or
I don't know. It's weird. Because besides the people in my area is talking about my area, I don't really hear much about Georgia. You know, I know, North Carolina got hit with the floods and stuff. But no, I
is,
haven't. To be
is
honest with you, I
FEMA in
haven't
your
even
area?
seen anybody government affiliated in and about any of this besides
I think it's like that
National Guards.
Wow.
Yeah, DeSantis stood up yesterday and said that the FEMA is not in control. He is the sheriff in town, exactly how he said
Yeah.
it. And they're going to have to do everything through him and through his approval. I thought that was kind of nice if it really is true.
Hmm.
Yeah. I was just thinking, another angle to this too, when you said they were confiscating people's donations. Well, a lot of these donations come out of people's little prepper stash. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh, flush out the preppers a little bit, make their whatever supply low.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it just seems like a military
Oh, that's
tactic.
definitely an agreeable angle for sure. Why not?
They
Yeah.
said that a lot of them weren't approved vendors.
Yeah, just people like
You're not an
us.
approved vendor, so some certain companies only get to make money off of this.
Correct. And confiscation, they'll probably donate that to the New York invasioners.
Well, that's how you
Wait,
know
you're
these
doing this
people
out
are
of the
We'll play it
kindness
again.
of your heart? No, no deal. That give me everything you got. Nope. You
Well,
were
who's
looking for donations, you could have kept it. But
Yeah.
since you're doing this out of the kindness of your heart, we're going to have to take everything from you. And one lady said that she was trying to donate, and they tried to confiscate her, the truck, all her supplies, her dogs, and everything.
Yeah.
She said she turned around and got the hell out of there.
Yeah,
That's-
she's a prepper, and they saw it, and we're just gonna really take it all. Then you're right. Wow.
That was the one thing about all these events that really pissed me off is when I heard a story about them stopping people from volunteering, because that should not be acceptable at all. And I think a lot of people that is waking people up and getting them talking about it. But I done
Yeah.
lived through a lot of hurricanes, and if it's not for the people around you and the neighbors and people coming over actually cutting a tree off your freaking roof and helping you put tarps up, that's the help you need. This vendor shit and filling out, that's how you know all these fat cats ain't never been in no situation, no real life situations like that. They have just totally disconnected. And if they really stop people from volunteering and actually getting food and water to people that need it, they should be. I mean,
well, even
that
the amount of
fails
you know what the amount
elementary
of
level
the
trust.
amount of time they waited to give any response to it was very telling. And I think
Yeah.
we have to highlight that too. That their response time they didn't respond to it all. They went into hiding for like 5 days, and then they finally
Yeah,
said something.
that's how long it
You
took
know?
them to get out here in my little area.
Yeah. So
Like we had a
like
hurricane in
you guys
this like
just
3
left
years ago.
there's this video that's going around about this liberal dude that begging and pleading Kamala, help him. Well, she ain't there to help you, dude. That's not what they're there for.
No.
And
Well,
I
they
haven't.
do, they laugh in your face like a cackling freaking
Yeah.
hyena. That's about
Well,
it.
she let people sit on death row. Why not? So she don't care.
Yeah, like in our
And
situation
does
we had,
anyone know how much FEMA suddenly came up with? Because a while ago they didn't have any money left, and then suddenly they have money.
Well, they had money. They were lying.
Yeah,
And now they got an
Gaslighting.
additional couple $100 million.
yeah,
Oh yeah, they'll
Okay.
make it look like
yeah.
whatever you want now. You can have it on paper
Yep.
in 2 seconds.
So any facts that you guys know about this come to mind, blurt them out because we got to get it all out there and recorded, right? So these little bastards. Yeah, I love Joe
well, the fact
saying
that they even
there's
said
no,
that,
there's no
that he
geo-engineering.
did say that.
What? Say again?
Well, the fact that they even said that they had no money, and meanwhile we've been having to talk and listen to the past 2-3 years about all the money they give to these other countries, all these bonuses,
Right.
Yep.
all the money Bill Gates made off these. Man, you want to talk about gas? I'm gas lit out, bro.
Me too.
I'm ready to start swinging. I'm tired of hearing them talk. Just enough.
Yeah, Canada gave so much money to Ukraine that other countries told us to stop because we were destroying our economy.
Oh, well, a long
Thinking
time
about
ago.
identifying as Ukraine. I could use a bonus.
Yeah. Well, you had the billions of
Yeah,
dollars.
exactly.
I
Canada
just take 1 billion.
or no, 10 billion a few times, which is a lot for us.
I-
We're a little tiny country.
I mean, shit. If Mexico would offer me, I don't know, an EBT car and 3,000 cash and paid room and board and all that shit, fuck, I might go to Mexico.
Oh, I'd do it too.
You know what I
Wouldn't
mean?
you?
Like,
I don't
Yeah.
blame them for
That's
that. I'd send all the money home, and then when this whole thing blows up, I'd just go back home and sit on that money they gave me. That'd be my plan.
yeah,
Oh no,
whatever.
I'd stay down there because the food is
You know,
better.
and if you could pay me to come here and be a mercenary, and then when you guys want me to be a mercenary, I just disappear.
Well, y'all chop up
Yeah,
to
I'll take
50
that.
billion. Just leave me 1 billion. I'll take 1 billion. Y'all can have the other 49 billion. I can live very comfortably off that.
Billion. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
I just truly though, this American government is just broke. They're all holding us up on toothpicks. If you saw the national debt, come on.
Yeah, we know the plan. You print
Yeah.
a whole bunch of money, you buy up all the assets, and then you
Yep.
crash the
Flip
economy.
it. Yes. Crash the economy and flip it.
It's
Of course.
so easy. So
Been
easy.
done
And you
before.
own everything, right? You know.
It's been done,
I mean,
I think,
even-
at least 2 times before, if not 3,
Like
here in
these
this.
Like all these people that claim to be billionaires and shit, the Bill Gates, the Elons, all the people that deal with Wall Street. That's just
Can
$1
you-
billion. They don't see $1 billion. They can buy whatever material items they want.
Yeah.
But they're not really the economy. You know what I mean?
Can you do something
It's
with
just
your
on the
mic?
ground, day to day, mom and pop shop.
Let me try something with your mic.
Me,
Yeah.
Yeah, you got robots.
it's been choppy. I've been
That's
doing
true.
y'all choppy, probably.
I was just thinking about that speech, that Lyndon B. Johnson speech. I don't know where he was at, but yeah, he talked
think I
about
got
heavy.
Yeah, that's what Alex Jones showed. Johnson, President Johnson,
I'm gonna try to.
a couple of military guys in a
I
Senate
think it's okay
meeting.
now.
Just, oh yeah, that's nothing new. But we never thought until maybe the last 20 years that they would use it against us. We never gave it a iota as a whole, you know.
Yeah, you know, and you can give them the benefit of the doubt for a long time on it's for national defense,
Or
because I can see ways that it could be used for national. That I know they use it really for national defense, because any aircraft going through that soup, you're going to see it. Anything that goes through that soup, and they could claim they use that for that. You know.
Well, let me ask you this. Isn't the general attitude that the military or our leaders, the general attitude that they have about this our national defense and all this, even that is so,
Yeah,
it's psychotic.
bullshit. It's a bullshit
Yeah.
reason because they don't care about that. So it's, you know, it's psychotic because they're using that to emotionally manipulate you. That's definition of a psychopath.
Yeah, it's like they just sit around thinking of the most cruel ways to kill people.
Yeah.
It's not about defense. It's about,
How can I
Just
screw it to them a
cruelty.
little more? How can I
And
screw
make
it
the
to them
most
a little
money
more?
off of it.
Right?
Yeah.
and who are these people? Like, are they all American boys and girls like us and grew up in public school and rode
No.
bikes and had childhood friends?
No,
It don't seem like it.
no,
They're
no.
monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're monsters.
They were raised in ill-gotten places where real bad shit happens, and the ones that aren't, that don't end up traumatized to death, they're the ones that end up in power.
I would think they can enjoy watching movies and shit like we can, because if you notice, most movies are about the little guy getting wronged, and the whole movie he gets his revenge, and the good guys almost always win in the end. So they must not even be able to enjoy movies because
They're the good
in none
guys.
of those scenarios are they the good guys.
They think they're the good guys.
I don't see how. I don't know where
Well,
they're getting that
Because
fucking quote right
because
there from.
you and I are a scourge, right? We're a scourge on the planet in their eyes. So, getting rid of us will help the planet and help save humanity because they're the truly evolved and superior beings because they're manipulative, treacherous, and systemically abusive. you know,
treasonous.
and they will backstab each other in a second. That's yeah.
Yeah, that's the good hand that we have in this deck is that they do
They're all
not have any honor or integrity, so they will abandon ship if they feel individually threatened doing something.
Yep. I heard there was a deadline of September 30th or something that somebody was going to release some data, but I haven't seen anything more about that. But
Me neither.
maybe he died.
Yeah.
Or was unalived.
They like to do that
I
a lot.
hope not.
Yeah, I hope not too. There's a lot of people that probably need security right now that can't afford it. But that, the good thing is, we all, well, there's more of us now, many more, right?
Yeah, I just hope, just like with this weather stuff, that they haven't already done irreparable damage or will continue to. Who knows what they? I mean, if they'll dump all this on us, I mean, why wouldn't they Lahaina all of us?
Yeah, but it's all fixable. The Earth recovers really, really well if you give
Yes,
it
as
a
long as they
chance.
don't nuke it to death like they did Mars, it will recover.
Yeah,
That's what pissed me off the most about Fukushima and the BP oil spill. I mean, they just not only just ruined the food supply, but the cultures associated with it and all that. Like,
okay.
for some cheap oil and shit, or
Print stuff off, guys. Whatever documents you think are important. Apparently, Mr. Mission says they're going into the Wayback Machine and deleting things now.
Oh,
yeah. I heard that.
Print it, buy a firebox and store it in there and bury it in the fucking ground.
Yeah.
The record
Time
companies
capsule.
record companies have a lawsuit now where they're suing the archive and Wayback and all of that, claiming copyright infringements because they'll keep copies of old shit, things that might get deleted off.
It'll be the burning of Alexandria all over again.
Exactly. That's what they're doing, man.
Yeah, they're going to erase the records or try to.
And I'll tell you this, just to throw this in there real quick. I've been noticing a few people I watch who have kind of bigger channels and this and that. They're using this, I guess it's a new form of Siri, where they'll ask a question to their phone.
The whole damn
and then it starts speaking to them. Like this guy asked, what is the population of this like city or place in Florida? And instead of just saying 6,000 people, it'll say, this place is a small place and it's a lot different than your usual hustle and bustle and just conversating.
Yeah.
And that's just really annoying me how people are, I don't know, jumping into the AI thing. It's like, it's retarded. Like, why are we talking to these things?
I don't know.
What I mean?
I don't do it. So, I don't even like text to speech much. So.
No.
And it's a useful tool in some instances, you know what I mean? But like anything non-organic or synthetic, I mean?
Yeah.
You can't put all your eggs in that basket.
We looked into the future of AI, which is kind of interesting. We saw something like a shmoo, a big blob, that can move around, but it's intelligent. That's weird. That's what I saw, anyways. Other
What's
people
that?
saw different
That's
things.
interesting. Oh, I was going to say
That sounds
interjecting.
like the black goo.
Kind of,
It
but it's
sounds
like
like
you.
Oh my God, it does.
it sounds like D-wave because that's how they describe it. D-wave computers are like in this box,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know what it all entails. It's biological, probably frequency. I'm not sure, but from what they say is they use this thing that floats around in it to reach into somewhere else to derive the data.
Hmm.
D-wave
But
computers.
it kind of sounds like the black goo stuff,
Yeah.
programmable matter. But I will say this: as far as the D-Wave computer goes, like I I have a somewhat background in IT and all that, so I kind of know the inner workings a little bit.
Sure,
I
probably more than me. This is just, yeah.
Well, like what you said is the sales pitch that they're selling. They're selling us this AI as if it's this nebulous, otherworldly thing,
And you think it's
and
just a gaslighting
I
ruse?
don't. I think it's selling us the mystique of it
Okay. I
because
could be.
what I know, like all the quantum computing and all of that, it's
Hmm.
really the same thing we got right now. But just imagine instead of one computer, you got like 8 of them stacked together. And instead of reading left to right, like you start a book and you start at the top and you make your way to the bottom left to right, this is able to do 8 things at once instead of one thing linearly at once, which is
Gotcha.
why it gets so hot, the processor, which is why they got to keep it extra cold because of the extra
Yeah.
heat
Water.
because it's
Yeah.
doing
Right.
more work. So I don't know what to think about this D-Wave shit. Like you said, they could be doing some funny shit like the CERN. They could be doing some funny shit. I don't know. Or it could be just super nerdy, same old technical shit that they're just repackaging and which they
Yeah, it
love to
could.
do. They love to.
Yeah, it could be the
Yeah.
next NASA for all I know. Yeah, you know what
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. But yeah, well, it was just the description I thought was interesting. Someone put that out there. So.
Well, I have seen that Black Goose stuff before. I don't know if any of y'all ever ran across that, and I don't know what to think about that either. You know, I have a lot of questions about it, but they do. It is that they say it's like oil. They call it
Yeah, well,
programmable
there
matter.
are metals. Yeah, there are metals they can manipulate with magnetics and electromagnetic frequencies.
Yeah,
And yeah, they
and
can
they
make
move it
them
around and shit.
at a distance and all that. Yeah.
Ooh, the
Yeah.
evil guy in Terminator 2. Remember he was
Yeah.
melty.
That's
I'm
kind of
sorry,
like the
just
future of AI, really.
uh,
That way it can take on any shape, form it needs
yeah,
to.
yeah.
And they've
Boy,
got
that's
those
scary.
materials. Yeah.
Well, let me ask
But
y'all this:
it's one way to. So
what?
hold on. Okay, go ahead.
How do how do we know that that's just not what's oil in the ground? What if that's more than just some shit they make gas out of? You know what I mean? What if that is some earthly intelligent shit that they're manipulating some kind of way? We really don't know. I mean, how deep in the woo do you want to go once you start talking about this shit? Because the stuff that they're selling us is woo. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Telling us AI and CERN is opening portals and dimensions. All I mean, once you get into this territory and you try to get simple and make sense of it, who
Right.
knows? It might be the most natural
Keep it
shit. They
simple and
just,
yeah, keep it simple. You'll
yeah.
find the answer. You could
Yeah.
be onto something there.
Maybe. Yeah.
Because look, they sold us this thing about oil being what? Fossil fuels,
Mhm.
dinosaur fucking biological,
Yeah,
which we know that's not
exactly. And
true.
everything they tell us is a lie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's something from the dragon, whatever it is. But it's much bigger
But
than
we
I'm
that.
never
gonna
run out of
say
it.
dragon's blood. Dragon's blood.
Could be. Yeah. Some sort of it's a biological material that's been, you know, made somehow, you know. Blood's a good
Yeah.
idea. But there's not. I don't know if
I
there's
mean,
a lot of iron in it, but it could have gone under metamorphosis or mixed with something else. So
it's definitely the blood of the earth. I mean, whatever you think the earth is,
Mm-hmm.
it
I
acts
agree.
just like the blood of the earth. Yeah.
yeah,
Do you
could
think
be
it's
like
infinite,
gallbladder
or
shit. Could be the
Well,
bile
like-
from your gallbladder.
yeah? Do you think it's infinite, or is there a limit?
I think there's probably a limit, but it seems to be that it fills up. But
I think it
we're
replenishes.
we're also having land collapse in a bit, so
Well, that happens when they take out too much, and
yeah.
but I think naturally it does keep producing itself. Because think about it, what they taught us about the earth, having a molten core, right, and all this shit.
Yeah, well, that
It
doesn't
could
seem to
just be
it's molten in
the
spot,
layer.
like
Well, I mean, this is also assuming that we live on a round ball too, for the sake of conversation. But
Yeah.
if that is true, and there's intense heat at the core, and it's molten and liquid, and we just live on this hard crust on the outside, the layer where it goes from crust to molten is gonna produce liquids. And if we're all the soil is biological layering, right? So once it goes down far enough, if it does come in contact with volcanic magma and melts, perhaps
bro.
that's what's making the oil. I don't know.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, just
Never-
looking at the body
It's better
biologically,
than dinosaur fucking.
you can lose blood, but you make it back,
Yeah.
and as above, so below.
Right.
The Earth is so big. Who knows? Like the most books say that it's a dead thing. That's what the Book of Thomas says. But even at that, how long does it take for a dead thing to stop actually functioning, have any function? That's that big.
Oh, 75,000 years?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Who
I mean,
knows?
yeah, it could. You're right. I mean,
I don't know.
anything's possible because I think the last.
Scotty says yes. The oil is the Earth's blood. He's sure of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You'd have to look into something as simple as function. What is function?
Yeah.
We're functioning here now, talking. When I'm dead and gone, or when I put compost and stuff in my garden that I build over time and make, it's long gone. You can't tell what it was, but it's still functioning.
Correct.
It has a purpose.
Yeah.
Well,
I think as
I
long as
could
you have
say-
a purpose and are driven, you're still functioning.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I don't think the Earth is dead. I would lean more to it being alive. And if we talk about what the purpose of the oil could be, I've had the thought that perhaps it's there to lubricate these plates that apparently exist, and when they have these earthquakes, you know what I mean? And another thing about oil is that it does dissipate heat. It dissipates heat way better than water does. Water will boil out, right? So if the Earth is molten core, then they're removing our heat layer, our heat dissipation, our heat sink layer. Perhaps that's why the goddamn planet and Earth is heating up. You know what I mean? I mean, for every action, there's an equal opposite reaction.
Yeah. It's like if you
But
got an oil
they
leak
just
in your
need-
car, eventually, you'll get by, but eventually something's going to lock up. Something's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to shift. Something's
Mm.
going to slam.
But we only operate on the top, like
Yeah.
0.1% of the Earth's surface, right? There's so
Yeah.
much more underneath us. Like we've only drilled 12 miles down. That's it.
Right.
Nothing. That's nothing compared to what they say it is, right? It's like 4,000 miles around, 2,000 miles, or no, 4,000 miles, 40,000? I forget. It's big. It's big, right?
Yeah.
So, we've barely scratched the surface of the planet.
And speaking of the surface, and we keep coming across really interesting finds, like that cave in Mexico where there's huge crystals. I mean, they're like buildings in this crystal cavern. Unbelievable. What caused that? Is that a sign of? Is that a sign of really intense pressure and heat, which kind of creates diamonds, that kind of stuff, crystals.
Mhm. You need increased pressure to make larger things, whether it's a crystal or a
I mean, the whole thing is
beam.
nuts. The fact that we can drill down pretty much anywhere and get life-sustaining water.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like,
They say there's oceans under there, bigger than the oceans we have above land, above the surface.
and the fact that food grows here, the weather, when left to its own devices, is a self-sustaining cycle. With interacts, it's really amazing. Life and life on this planet, and the fact that we got these people that are fucking it all up, whether it be the weather manipulation or even just wars and rumors of wars, keeping people in poverty, what they do to the kids, and I mean, it's a hell of a contrast we got here between
Mhm.
what is and what should be.
You know what fries me is I used to follow the Farmer's Almanac, and I used to think those people were just geniuses for
Mhm.
kind of knowing the weather, what's coming, and what would be good to grow this year and all that. But they totally get a cheat sheet, I think, from the weather whomevers. You know what I mean? I mean, I feel very bamboozled every time I look at
Oh yeah,
something.
yeah. They could warn us. They could tell us,
Yeah,
hey,
they are.
the possibility of taking advantage of this energy to improve yourself or make yourself a better person is coming. Instead, they use it to do some nefarious, black magic ritual and screw with the weather and or try and assassinate somebody or whatever.
Well, and then Mark Zuckerberg came out recently, and he's still pushing this damn virtual reality eyeglasses and shit. And now he's going a step further, where he's got them looking like regular nerd glasses, but he was explaining how it works, and it's augmented reality, which means you still see the real world, but you got all this other hologram shit
Yeah,
in front
overlay.
of your eyes, right?
It's a world overlay. I've seen what they
Yeah.
envisioned for that at least.
That's what they're spending all their fucking time doing, trying to figure
Now
out.
that would be great in a way, right? Because the world could be just an absolute garbage pit. But through these
Well, yeah,
glasses, you'd see like sunshine and lollipops everywhere, everything brightly painted.
Yeah. No,
A
they've.
bright sunny sky with angels dancing through it.
Oh
It'd
yeah,
be awesome, man.
Pokemon's going across.
Yeah, if you like
No,
Pokemons or those,
a
if you're,
great.
hey, you could have your world be anime.
Yeah,
Everybody is a giant boob, 44D Hitler with, a short skirt
Thinking Gary,
on.
yeah. An excellent science fiction movie to see is called Anon, A-N-O-N.
Yeah.
Totally, you're talking right up that where you get this visual screen over your reality,
Yeah,
but you can look at someone and it tells you everything about them.
yeah.
And and then they record, and it's just it's a really trippy situation.
The
well, they'll
reality
tell
of it
you
is you're
everything
just
about
sitting
that
there in a
person that
corner
they want.
drooling with these glasses on, right? You think you're skipping through the daisies, but in reality, you're just sitting in the corner drooling with the glasses on and a bunch of garbage around you.
Yeah.
You
Sounds
know?
like a Black
And the only
Mirror
person that's
episode.
Yeah, and then the only person that's
Oh,
convinced
Black
that they're
Mirror.
having a fucking awesome experience is you, the dummy with the glasses on.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's just, again, it's like this lost
You're just
lost touch
wasting
with.
away in the corner,
Yeah, might as well be Stephen Hawkins, all slumped
Yeah.
over in a chair, fucking.
Yeah, or just it sounds like a fentanyl addict. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You might as well.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, there's another fentanyl out. What do they call it, Mike? You told
That's
me about it.
Okay.
There's a new fentanyl out, what'd you say, 100 times stronger? 100 times
Yeah.
stronger, called tar fentanyl.
Oh, yeah.
And
Cool.
one tiny little pebble of the original stuff will kill you. And now they have car fentanyl.
Wow. Going to be a lot of overdoses with that because they don't blend that shit too well.
Okay, let me ask you
Yep.
this: who officially made fentanyl then? Like,
Scientists.
it's just, again, it's the motive behind this shit. Like, they spend all their time making all this destructive things.
Okay,
I can't even remember anything good it made.
this is my hit on that whole thing. Back when we were in Afghanistan, we were making really good money bringing out the heroin. Okay, but we knew it wasn't a forever gig. I'm talking like I'm the whomevers. So what we did is we said, okay, we're going to back out of Afghanistan at this date, but we need something to replace it. So Paul is correct. They had scientists come up with a synthetic heroin. And once they got that rolling, if you notice, all of a sudden, voila, we don't need to be there in Afghanistan anymore. Goodbye, everybody. And we have this problem.
But they still like overturning governments because they have oil too. Fentanyl was created by Dr. Paul Jansen.
Mm-hmm. Sponsored by the federal government.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pfizer probably. By his
Yeah,
name, I
of course.
would bet Pfizer.
Yeah. And once he got it, when did he? Oh, he
50
Yeah, a
created.
pharmaceutical company, but it eventually got bought out by Johnson and Johnson.
Oh, so they had this idea probably in the background already as a replacement. Okay. But yeah, I think they gave up on the authentic heroin and moved to this.
Yeah, that was part of that WW2
Well, it's like
era,
that Ozempic.
pharmaceutical era.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what word that always points back to when we start talking about that time period and all the events after. Those big bad Hugo Boss wearing MFers over there. They seem to have paperclipped their way all over here and Russia and who God knows wherever else, and seem to still be doing the same destructive weirdo shit.
The godfather of fentanyl.
Just in white lab coat.
Man, that's a heck of a nickname.
Yeah, congrats.
He tells the story of George Eric Marquardt, a high school dropout and self-taught chemist who
Oh,
ignited
great.
the first
There you
fentanyl
go.
overdose in the epidemic in the United States in the early 1990s. So we can associate that probably quite clearly with three-letter agencies, right? Who brought us LSD? Oh, it was some hippie dude, man,
Uh-huh.
right? Wasn't it?
No.
No,
They
it
knew about it.
wasn't.
They actually
So
knew
it's the
about it for a while.
CIA.
Yeah.
Oh,
They just-
geez, what do you know?
They just modified it so it could be used.
Well, you can glean a lot from the lies or the mislabels they put on things, right? That guy wasn't the inventor or the godfather. He was the CIA op that they said, here, sell this.
Hmm. Yeah.
Well, we see the cast of characters we got now with these safe and effective things. They're not impressive intellectuals. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing.
We're on weather at the moment.
Yeah, but it's the same caliber of individual there. It's they create these things and then.
Well, it's all the same. It's all the same people, really.
Yeah.
So anyways, can't talk about that here.
Yeah.
But yeah, the weather modification, three-letter agency again. It's always the three-letter agency because they're the ones waging war on us. Because I don't know what it seems. However you want to view it. Here's one way. And during Operation Paperclip, they brought over all these scientists from Germany, and they brought their ideology, and a lot of people in government liked it. And since then, they've been pushing that type of ideology. There are other factors too. There's Hollywood, the money, the banks, the banking system. There's a lot of players in this game, right?
In order to promote these ideas, you have to hire in Hollywood. And somebody's got to collect all this money that people are just so eagerly to give up. Bring in the banking system.
Yep. Yeah, they have to be manipulated. They have to be
And the religion.
drawn off of, or sucked off by the banking system. And then they have to be kept in control through fear of the evil threat over the distance. Right now, I guess it's the evil Russians we're supposed to hate.
Not going to happen. When they prove themselves evil, I'll believe it then.
Mm-hmm.
Actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, if we look around the world, what actions do we see, right? By the way, guys, we can talk about anything except for medications. So, and you can say it plainly. Yeah, in Israel, they're bombing the hell out of. It seems like they're doing genocide there. Like how just is that? Because we know they want to put a canal through.
Yes. And they used to want to put a canal halfway down through Florida where they keep sending all them hurricanes to hit. I think they're planning on making that canal again.
Yeah, that would
'Cause they
save a
put
lot
millions
of.
of dollars into it. Yeah,
That would save a lot on shipping.
exactly. Because they won't have to go all the way around anymore. They can just cut right through Florida.
Yeah. What about their anti-gravity machines? Like, we claim that people try to say they have like TR-3Bs and all those advanced ships. Why don't they just use those instead of doing all this shipping stuff? Unless they don't actually have that stuff.
Why don't we quit making a bunch of cheap, shitty items? We have to buy a new one every year or two.
Yeah, well,
You know what I mean?
yeah, they've got that sewn up with all the
Something's getting bought up.
right? The bread
That's
monopoly,
for sure.
the light bulb monopoly, the fucking, the radiator monopoly, because radiators will only last so long.
I mean,
Everything has got a shelf life, planned obsolescence, and all the companies stick to it.
$10,000 light bulbs add up quick.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. If I could build a light bulb that'll last you for the rest of your life, I only sell it to you once. Good as that.
Well, that's where it comes back into this whole influence of Wall Street. We have to get rid of that.
See, this is where we can actually expand, because once we make something that's permanent, that works forever, because we're pretty smart now, at least we think we are, like, then we just keep expanding and making things better. And if there's a dome or if there's a space up there, let's move up there. We're supposed to be off this rock anyways, so we don't get wiped out. So, whether we go past an ice wall or up, I don't care. Let's go somewhere. Right? And if we decided to do that, that's what we could do. Look at all the bombs we've dropped, and, planes we've crashed and blown up and all that shit, right? If we took that energy and put it towards something good, like improving everybody's life, and then fucking ballooning that out, we'd have fucking amazing fucking whatever we wanted, paradise, a garden,
I think we
beautiful
have that here.
monument to humanity or the world,
Yeah, well, that's why I like to say to people, head south. I mean, literally, we don't know what is south, but there's obviously a lot of open space and less something if you want to, build a boat.
I think at the time they built the great monuments like the pyramids and other things, when they had the softer stone and that, but they had a worldwide distribution system. I've seen the remnants of it in Upper Canada. It's just a bunch of lines that extend out in 4 directions, big grid. At one time, it was probably all over the planet.
Well, have you looked into the Nazca lines?
What do you think about that? That might be related to what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think that's later interpretations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think this was like a pre-flood. The Nazca lines are post-flood.
Okay.
I think anyways. Can't be sure on that one, but yeah, these seem pre-flood, and they're just they go through like all of northern Canada, and they've been wiped out in most places. There's rivers that run through them and shit. They're really fucking old.
Yeah. There's also a spot down in Australia like that too.
Huh.
I'll have to look it up, but it's a huge, you can see it from, Google Maps
Yeah,
way out, the grids of everything. And
yeah.
it goes, I mean, it's miles and miles of them.
I haven't saved any images of those. I've saved images of mud fossils. That's why, because I'm focused
I
on
mean,
fossils. But I should save some images of those if I come across them again. But I think they had a worldwide distribution system. Like I don't know, it might have even been like maglev or something. But there's like these. They're about 30 meters wide, and they just run for miles and miles in completely straight lines, and nothing grows in them. Like they've managed to make it so that nothing grows on these areas. Like probably 12,000, 14, who knows how many thousand years later. They have self-maintaining roads.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder for the rest of my lifetime, is it going to be just all of this shit that we've been dealing with, just more piles and piles of that? Or are we finally going to have a day or a moment where we fucking finally turn this shit around and everybody is back to acting like humans again? Sometimes I wonder, but
Need to find ways to get more active, I guess, and get in their faces. I know you've done it, calling people up, sending letters.
yeah, and I feel like it does something.
I think it does. Like when you look at one view or something, or one like, you can assume that 100 people like watched it. When they skew the
Right. Or to
analytics.
tell you,
You
you
know.
got no views, but you got 2 thumbs up already, and it's like, wow,
Oh,
I
yeah,
got two.
yeah. Here's fun. Here's hilarious.
Yeah.
You'll love this.
It's just the tricks, man, and deception is like tiring. Huh.
I don't know if I've shown you guys this one. YouTube creators. There we go. Here we go. Max Vision. Guess how many people watched any of my shows this month? Guess how many?
Couple hundred, did I tell you? That's what I get. Congrats, your post got 100 views. You got 200 views. Like, oh, great.
I
Billions of
got
users.
5 total views this month.
Oh, 5 views. That's good. Encouraging, right? Huh.
How many people are in chat right now?
Right.
How many people are in chat for every show I do?
oh, exactly. Do you notice that you'll have so many views and then all of a sudden it gets knocked back a few? That's what's been going on with me too. Weird.
5
How do
views.
you
There
lose a
was
view?
20
I don't
people in
know.
chat there.
You could lose a thumb up, but how do you take somebody's view away?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
No
yeah.
view for
Well,
you.
You know
and I
you're loved
mentioned,
when, right? So I'm sorry, 3/4 of you aren't here.
that's why we have to question everything because, like I mentioned earlier about the record companies and the lawsuit, one of the things going on with this music streaming is that they're falsifying the numbers.
Yeah,
Oh
like
yeah.
could I not
Yeah.
prove that with this?
Yeah. You want to push a song? Make it look like $1
You
million
know,
bucks.
Yeah.
on average,
hmm
there's like 20 people come to each show because they don't send out a lot of notifications. And yeah, The amount of views I get is halved from 4 years ago.
Well,
Yeah,
and let me ask you this,
you know,
Max.
and there was 20 people in chat on this show, and there's more than 20 people in chat on every show I do. So how do I get 5 views?
And
That's what I'm
look,
saying. They messed
do
it
you
up.
think when Google goes to pitch their sales pitch to these potential advertisers, right? Do you think they're telling them that Max Vision gets 5 views a month on his channel, or do you think they're
How
really
many,
giving them the real number?
yeah, how many likes do I get on a video? You know, an average I would say 7, sometimes 20, 15, you know?
Yeah, that's the number that they're using to benefit.
Hmm.
But for you, they're going to tell you
Contact
5 to
them,
try to
tell them.
discourage you.
Contact them, tell them you see them, and tell them you would greatly appreciate it if they would keep your numbers closer to the truth.
Yeah.
I did
Well,
it,
as a
and it
publicly
does
traded
help.
company,
And people have complained about not getting notifications.
all of it. How
Yeah.
about the fact that when we upload a video, they don't even show it to all our subscribers? Facebook does the same shit. I make a post and my 30 friends don't see it.
Good old fake book.
The whole, everything, it's all fake. All of it.
Yeah,
Wall
Love that.
Street, fake.
Duplicitous
That
scum.
just made
All
me
this
laugh when I saw it. 5 views. So, okay, yeah, sure. I believe it.
valuations, these software companies that are worth $1 billion, like even Facebook, it's a website. Okay?
yeah.
And they're valued at billions of dollars. Like something ain't right here. Ain't
That's
no
right.
$1 billion value there. What is that based on? Value of what? Manipulation,
Right.
really.
Yeah.
Hours
True.
of time spent on there, and that's how they feed the for the ads. You know, every scroll. Figure every scroll and every click while you're on there is getting viewed. That's you know, it's a view for a sponsorship. You know, you see a
But even
Coca-Cola
advertising,
ad, you see you know,
like if I'm a mom and pop business, yeah, I might spend a couple $100 to get a billboard in town, and I'm gonna see some real results. I'm
people
gonna have more people coming in.
people
I
pay.
don't think,
You can pay to get a bump up on there. I don't know why anybody
yeah,
would do
yeah.
it. I mean, if it gets results, I could see, but yeah, you can pay them. You could pay Facebook to get you promoted or pushed up more. You know,
But
it's like
like
on
I
the
see
Google
ads
search
for
engines.
ridiculous shit. I don't buy from ads. I don't like ads. I don't buy from commercials. You know what I mean? That shit it does not
But
affect my buying purchase at all. But then
that
they
is why
saying that
they're
this
not
is,
letting. Go ahead. I won't forget.
well, I was just gonna
Are
say
you
that's
done?
why they're telling us it's $1 billion and $1 trillion in business. It's advertising alone. Like, are they making billions and trillions extra from advertising? I doubt it. So how are we spending more
Ah,
money for the advertising than what we actually get?
I believe the reason that they're shadow banning people like me and you guys and Max is because now they have this new promote your channel thing. They're doing it on TikTok too. So on TikTok, you're not going to usually get more than 300 views anymore. No more viral videos unless you're paying
Right.
to promote that video.
Yeah,
Well, that's a scam.
And that's the shit I don't watch. Even these popular
Yeah.
channels on YouTube. If this got fucking 1 million views, I don't even click on
oh,
it.
Yeah, it's another layer
they're pretty
of
much openly
plastic.
telling you they're pimping people for views now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
They're
pimping you out
shaking
for
you
views and
down.
likes.
Gotta
Yeah.
pay the
Yep. You
piper.
start up your
Wow, you
channel,
got to
they give
pay to
you a
play.
bunch of bots, so your channel looks big.
The tons of content.
Well, and that's exactly what's happening with the online music business right now, but it's changing. And it's almost going back to the old days, like at least to the 90s, where you're actually offering a physical product again, whether it's merchandise or direct from artist to the listener, the consumer, because all these middle entities are just, they're controlling and raping people. just like the record companies were doing back in the day. But now it's like the only game in town, because you have to deal with Spotify, you have to deal with Google, you have to deal with this and that just to get out there.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe it can filter over and start changing in other industries, because it is a scam, all of it. These people are getting rich doing nothing.
Yeah. You start an independent, but it's hard to get anywhere because of the
Because of the distribution,
crushing.
because they control the distribution.
Yeah, they'll crush you.
Yeah, they're controlling the reality.
Mm.
And whether you can decipher it or not, the masses
Yeah.
probably can't, so they get
Yeah.
away with it. Yeah, they're totally running the narrative. Nothing's changed, just the tools.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's sad.
Like we
But
don't really get any independent music rising to the top.
Well,
at
that's
all.
what I was hoping for. I was hoping that we
No.
just get grassroots again.
No, they crush
Put a
it.
band together, go play out at a pub, and record yourself just authentically. Out
Yeah.
playing in front of people, and I think that's going to take off because it's real.
Well, we need to decentralize too, because I don't need to see every boy band from like every Asian country or everywhere in Europe or whatever. I may just need to hear about the ones that were actually good enough to make it outside of their place and stuff,
Right.
and that's where we're too centralized. I don't need to have everybody's culture spat at me at the same time.
Mm.
Well, that's because they're selling us popularity. Popularity is what's being sold with all this shit.
Mm.
It's just like a new iPhone, right? You don't really need a new iPhone,
Yeah.
but you sure want one because all your friends ain't gonna have it. That'll make you the special one because you got the latest and greatest, or
Mm.
like the boy band from Korea. Like, there's no
Sure.
redeeming. It's not world music.
Well, I'm just giving them as an
Popular.
example. Say it was a punk band or whatever type of band, right? But I think we should decentralize in that way as well. Whereas our culture isn't being shared as much as it is right now, because it just makes it controllable, and it mashes things up too much.
Yeah. No, yeah, it erodes your personal culture, where you're from, and
Yeah.
and yeah, you're plastic now. You're in the machine.
Like I think like we should do that, like with music and culture and every facet of life, decentralizing down to smaller communities instead of because then you're getting differentiation of culture. Then in these Uber cities, you just lose all culture
It gets all
for
fusiony.
corporate
Everything's
for whatever
a
the
fusion.
corporation is selling, right?
Hmm.
Because they're
Well, yeah, we got
gonna fund the stores and the the restaurants and shops that are there if they want them to culturally manipulate you, like with Walmart's.
that's
and
where
all.
the people themselves have to change their behaviors, as far as, like, a lot of people won't support local. A lot of people aren't interested in musicians that aren't popular
Mhm.
for that very reason, just because they're not popular. But once they become popular, then everybody's a friend no matter what they throw out there, right? So
Well, yeah,
that's on us, but I will say that's changing. I mean, in the past 10, 15 years at least, especially with I see the farmers markets are a more supported idea now than they were 10, 15 years ago. And so it is happening a little bit. And I think people do get excited when there's a new restaurant in town and it's something off the wall and it's not another McDonald's or a new fucking Jack in the Box. You know what I mean?
Stamps.
But
That's what I call them.
There
yeah,
are some things that I like that just happen to be popular, but I don't always go for something
Yeah,
just because it happens to be popular. Like a new restaurant, I
Right.
won't go at first. I'll wait a couple
Yeah.
weeks, let the riffraff get in there.
Mm.
Yep, me too. And then only if I can
Well, now
afford
that-
it do I get it. I'll never have a cell phone that
That's
costs
an-
too much. $1,000.
Hi, Angel Wings.
but like another facet of popularity is novelty. Anything that's new is popular based on just the novelty of it. So really,
what
if you're a billionaire, Like if you're a billionaire and you sit back, you could probably just sit there all day and just think of new novel businesses. Like you look at all these trendy fashion stores, they're all the same store. They just put a different name on the shit. They rebrand. They're selling you the same garbage on the inside. But if it's new and different, people will go check it out just for it being new. And that's just another form of popularity.
Yeah,
It
that'd be
doesn't
why
last
it's
as
cool to
long.
like have every area make their own cars.
Yeah, something.
Every area make their own stuff.
Especially if
That's
it's
why
a
I know that.
franchise, it's gonna lose so much of its original. You know what I mean? It's just a shell of its former self.
Yeah, we need production back, is what we need, because we need to build, right?
Yeah, we do.
If I see a new mom and pop style restaurant, I'll definitely, I'll
Yeah.
support them once.
Yeah, I don't do chain stuff at all. I try not to, but yeah,
I mean, I like Waffle House, right? But if there was a mom and pop
yeah,
breakfast, 24-hour breakfast place, I'm there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I'm lucky I don't shop at a major
especially
chain,
now.
so that's good.
Greasy spoon to the face and make the best food.
I was just going to say that
Yeah.
24-hour Waffle House is sometimes the best.
Yeah, dude.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I think that's the only thing.
Truck stops too.
Ah, I didn't think of that. We have several around here. It's a truck stop kind
Yeah,
of
we do
town.
too.
Oh, there's all the chemicals that they're, and you can even do testing. Dan Wigington on his website, Geo-engineeringwatch.com. He gives you in your area. You can have the a test done of what's being dropped on you. I think they have like you
Yeah,
have to
I'm
have.
almost scared to
Correct.
find out because it's just going to make me more angry and
This is
feel
actually where they
less.
engineered the new products for Waffle House.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, I will say this about Waffle House. I know it ain't the highest quality food in the land, but at least I do watch them at take an actual egg and crack it and cook it
Yeah.
for me. So at
I've
least
eaten
I
there
know
plenty
they're
of times.
probably at least using real eggs.
Yeah.
Just living in Georgia, we got too many. There's one on every corner. You know what I mean? We could send a few out of state.
Yeah, we don't have enough. I love them.
I'll send you about 5 of them.
So here's his website. Now, this guy is a foremost authority on this stuff. He's not just he's spoken in to many of the supposed. I suppose I have to do this.
Scooby.
No, not that.
Yeah, I came across him after Fukushima thing. He was one of the leading underground voices for that.
I thought I had already subscribed. Okay. Anyways, share this tab. So there's their recent thing going on. Legal action. Governor signs climate engineering ban into legislation law. I think that was where was that? I forget. Tennessee, yeah. So pretty good. Audio, video. So he has. Oops.
Yeah, but what does that do? Tennessee stopped spraying, but what about Alabama, Louisiana? All the states around it.
I think that's the start. Right.
What's that number for?
Yeah.
We have to reach a pressure point for it.
Well,
right?
Reached almost 50 million visitors.
Yeah. So he talks. He's got a lot of segments to go through. He's got radio frequency dangers, atmospheric spraying, billboards, other additional articles, feature stories, radio frequency dangers. I like that one. Engineered products. I haven't gone through this. Oh, okay.
People
So,
talk about the World War. It just ain't the World War they thought it was going to be. But it's definitely
yeah,
a world at war.
yeah. It's just it's the old adage, right? A government always turns on its people, right? Engineering winter. There's a good one. Last winter there were. I think they used ice nucleating particles because the snow that was coming in on my boots didn't melt for a long, long, long time, and it was much, much colder feeling than regular snow for some reason. I can't give you that as a fact. Here he's talking about HARP.
It's like a few years ago, Texas got hit with the snow apocalypse. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I got it
people
here.
go to death. Yeah.
Yeah, all my life, never seen snow here. We had 1 year where we had like a dusting in like a March. It was very weird, but we had legit. I think I stuck a ruler in. We had 6 inches
Mm-hmm.
way down here in Louisiana off the Gulf Coast.
Yeah. And he's got all the information here to show anybody. He's got engineering wildfires, creating storms, jet spraying, geo-watch radio, tree die-off. I don't know what into the
All
Yeah,
world,
we got
connected.
that.
HARP, and I believe he should, most of what I've seen, he shows the documentation and gives you links. And so, yeah, and he is the foremost expert, one of the foremost experts.
Nano dusting. It falls on everything.
So,
But that's the kind of thing the government is supposed to be preventing, right? But they're the ones fucking doing it.
yeah.
They're killing off the evergreens.
Yeah.
The pine
Yep.
trees, they're dying. If the pine trees are dying, all evergreens are dying. We just don't see it, depends on
Yep.
where we are.
Yeah, they're
They're
killing
killing
the
all the
soil.
evergreens. The evergreens still give us oxygen in the friggin' winter.
Ruining the uptake.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I found kind of interesting, because when I looked into the cutting down the ancient trees storyline years ago, I did a little bit more digging, and the first thing I noticed was that Stanford University has a tree on their mascot flag logo thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we're talking about the exploding pagers is in Lebanon, and somebody mentioned that they also have a tree on their fucking flag.
Hmm.
I thought that was kind of interesting. Just
Yeah.
a little side note there.
Yeah, we're all walking around with little bombs in our hands if we have a cell phone.
Yeah, by people who hate trees apparently too. Stanford is like the worst when it comes to all this, all the Peter Thiels, all this AI surveillance, SAID, all this shit's coming out of Stanford, who was very connected to the cutting of the redwoods and all that deforestation on the West Coast.
Well, they cut down old growth forest here and sent it on the West Coast and sent it to Scotland to be burnt in fireplaces.
Yeah, dude. Like we were talking about violins a while back, remember? And how those were made out of some of the more ancient special woods from the ancient forests and shit.
Yeah.
How many beautiful ancient trees did they cut down to make these big ass boats back in the day? Where basically the story they tell us there's so many boats that sank. So how many beautiful, pristine, ancient wood ships did they build that are just sitting at the bottom of the ocean somewhere that, what I'm saying, they might have used for 5-10 years at the most, and
yeah,
just a waste, dude. Everything is a waste.
Well, if that wood's, if there's a low oxygen, the wood can be preserved. You could use it.
Yeah. But I
Like
think
in
about how much
Lake
they're not doing
Ontario,
that now.
the wood down at the bottom of Lake Ontario, if you could haul it up, it's usable.
Like I think about my neighbors had a bunch of old oak trees that got blown over in the storm from 3 years ago. And you would think it's like, okay, well, all these big ass old oak trees fell over. That'd be a prime opportunity to harvest those trees for good wood. No, what did they do? They fucking piled them up in a fucking pile and they just burnt the shit out of sight, out of mind. Just a waste.
Yeah, well, like I say, they sold ours to Scotland. They burned them up in their fireplaces.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bill Gates wants to bury all the trees because carbon capture.
Yeah, that guy there, bro.
What a freaking
Block
idiot.
the sun, cut down all the trees. Yeah, that sounds like a genius.
Yeah, and apparently these chemtrails destroy the ozone layer, so that's the reason we're having increases in UVC, which actually gives you melanoma and other genetic problems. So, big earthquakes. Well, they can do those anytime they want. Like once people hit onto this, that's why I hope this really takes off in people's mind, and that this Dan Wigington, because he's one of the main proponents of this knowledge, is getting out there. Because
well, you did see how like a day or two after the first hurricane, Helene, what the government did do was set up a page from the White House about Hurricane Helene misinformation. That's where their priorities were at, making sure they could.
Oh, they didn't
the narrative.
Go down there and do anything. They set up a page. Okay, yeah.
Misinformation. That's fucking. I tell you, bro.
That's freaking insane. Yeah.
They are really intent on trying to control our fucking thoughts and minds, dude.
Yeah. Like some of the possible misinformation, which would really piss me off if it's actually true, is things like, well, the aid that they gathered that they didn't distribute to the flood victims, they sent to like Chicago for foreigners.
Yeah.
We're talking about tens of millions, possibly.
So, that food you sent, that water you sent, no, that went to Chicago or, somewhere around there.
Hey, bro, George Soros got plenty of money. Bill Gates, he got plenty of money. They can fund them motherfuckers, bro. I think
Taylor Swift donated $5 million.
Oh. To the hurricane?
I just wait every day to hear what Taylor Swift is doing. Oh my god.
Well, I'll say, did she donate to the hurricane or to immigrants?
There are people that
she probably donated it to FEMA.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say if she donated to the victims of the hurricane, I'd give her props for that. But
it was just my daily puke to her being stuffed into my face. Because that's what they do with the news feeds. They stuff her in your face.
You had to get your daily dose of Swift.
Yeah.
They made sure you got it.
Yeah, it's a joke at work. Like, holy fuck.
And once a year they'll swing around with Madonna.
Yeah.
What's bad right now,
by the way?
You can't watch a football game with her fucking boyfriend. That the camera's got to, every time there's a play involving him at all, they fucking got to flash to her in the fucking box, cheering and shit. Like, just ridiculous, sir.
Right,
Barbie and Ken
donated to FEMA.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of those guys down here.
Apparently, nobody's seen them really, except when there's like actual stuff coming in to help.
The furthest, I've seen anybody out was probably this crew of linemen from Ontario, Canada.
Say that again?
Yeah, like that's the good things that happened during the storm.
From Ontario, Canada, down here. locally
Oh, yeah?
working.
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
And I said,
Yeah, and somebody had to coordinate that. Whoever coordinates that, like after a storm, they got linemen lined up and ready. They got trucks staged. Whoever does that, great fucking job. Whoever you are.
and I asked
Apparently,
the
there's
guy.
nothing headed there. There's no trucking headed there.
I asked the guy. He
There's
said he
no
was the line
shipments. There's no
foreman. He
shipments.
said they got the call, and that's
Yeah.
what his crew does. They just respond to. They do a lot locally, but they're ready to go for a leaf at any moment.
Yeah. And we should never have a want or need. We have enough resources and enough people to put in places where, God forbid, if there's a quote natural disaster, a day or two, people should be in there and they should be,
Oh, yeah. If they let everybody go in and help
yeah.
and took all the aid that was offered, they'd have it completely cleaned up and
And
back to somewhat normal by now.
I haven't heard of anybody successfully getting any of the 750 that was supposed to be going out.
Oh, I hope they didn't.
Not surprising.
Do you guys remember how
Well,
quickly they
you
cleaned up New
filed
York?
for it, and they're telling them all no.
You
Good.
guys
You make too
remember?
much money. You don't
You guys
have a job
remember how
anymore. How do I
quickly
say
they
that?
cleaned up New York after the storm surge hit New York? Didn't take long.
I
Yeah.
heard one
No, it
case, but I
didn't. I
can't
didn't know.
verify it. But they lost everything, and supposedly they got verified, but they said that it would take 10 to 14 days.
Mhm.
I don't know if that means to receive something or to get in contact with somebody. So that's still 2 weeks out, regardless.
And they still tell you it's a loan. It's a
Yeah.
loan.
It's like a relief stimulus.
Yeah, that's really kind of misleading, isn't it?
Mhm. Yeah. You'll pay it back on your taxes
Extremely
is probably how they
misleading.
do
See,
it.
what they're trying, it's a land grab is what it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's
Just
what they're hoping is
750
that
is just a slap,
they'll
whether it's a
catch a
loan or
certain,
not.
they'll catch a certain percentage of people that won't be in a position to pay it back when they demand it. And they'll be able to seize properties.
hmm put lanes.
Well, if you own property that's sitting on a valuable resource, just like an oil well, then you should get exceptional value for your fucking land. But this fucking people over just to steal their shit. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
stealing.
Wildlife. Can you get a gold panner? Get a gold pan and
I
go
got
through
some.
some of this mud.
Oh, I
'Cause
got some stuff
apparently,
for that.
I've heard that there may be gold deposits that were unearthed.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me.
So, if you can take a cross section of the flow pattern of the area around you, you might be able to run into a flow of
Especially
gold.
down on the Savannah River, man. All type of stuff has blown through in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't have the whole setup, but I got
Well,
a couple
people might be
pans
able
and
to
stuff. I
save
can
their
make something.
entire, instead of getting government money, if you do a little bit of panning, you might be able to save your house. Hi, Sab. Quartz or silicon chips, which are also rich with gold. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Nope. They want something there and they're determined to get it.
Yep.
And it ain't theirs. Even if it's a
No.
natural resource in the ground, that's ours.
No.
It's the oil, everything. It's ours.
Yeah. Well,
And
they're
they
trying.
fucking claim it.
But look how this country was
why
originally
you-
started. We had men pushing the Native Americans and whomever's away and put them in little reservations and took their land. It's been a land grab from day one. This is all they
Right.
know.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I got on.
They
Could
want
have got real bad. It could have got real bad here, considering they got a major dam right to the north of us. I mean, you got 2 nuclear facilities right on either side of the river.
They could probably pop that off anytime they want. That's the
Oh,
problem. Is once I hope when people start realizing once they realize how they control the weather, you can start realizing how they've done experiments in, like, I think it was Syria, where they had that line of earthquakes. That was one of their earthquake tests. Syria pissed them off, so they hit them with an earthquake. It's like wherever they had those flooding in the desert, right? They went on to the BRICS dollar and away from the American dollar, so they got hit, you know. And right now, an election's coming up, so they're gonna fuck with the people that are gonna vote for Mister the T Man, right?
I think
Mr.
they're more
T-Bone.
worried about, like you mentioned earlier, about preppers and
Mhm.
people being in a position to actually
Yeah, it's a drain on resources for sure.
pull off. Like, I think they're worried about those people marching into Washington. Is what I think, because it ain't that far geographically from there, and those people are, gun-toting, rugged frontiersman type. I think that was a strategic move to keep those people under wraps.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I
At the
mean,
top there is kind of a monopoly game going on. You know, who gets Pacific Railroad, who gets Waterworks. You know, that's what they're
Yeah.
deciding now,
Yeah.
and some of them are willing to kill each other for it, which is kind of okay. You know, like
I'm cool with it. Evil turns on
well,
evil. You can count on it. Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
okay with
yeah.
you know,
They will.
if
Yes,
evil
indeed.
wants to kill itself, you know. But yeah, while they're divvying up whatever's left, hopefully we're waking enough to realize that's happening. And you know, once they've got everything bought up that they can, we can take it back and redistribute it. You know, and at a like hugely reduced price. Use that for improving infrastructure and all kinds of other stuff. Yeah, I see a plan for them. I see a use, kind of. You know, huge auctions of land and stuff all
well,
over.
everybody born in a country should have, just by nature of birthright, they should already have an acre or two or 40 acres and a mule allocated to them
Yeah.
already.
Yep. That's
It's like,
easy.
here it is. Make something of it if you will. You want to start
Yep.
a business here? There you go. You want to
Yep.
contribute to the community? Here you go. You got this to work with. Good luck.
You have 40
Whatever.
acres. That's
Something.
plenty enough grow area to grow as much as you would need.
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
4
And
acres
we
is,
can even supply you with as much water and resources as you need to. Really.
yeah, mutual benefit.
You know, make sure that the land's arable
Yeah.
or suitable for whatever you want to do on it. You know,
Yeah.
electricity
Depending on location, yeah.
shouldn't be charging for electricity. You know.
No, yeah.
Mhm.
Our economy does not exist without electricity. So why would that not be the first thing made free in public use?
Right.
Like, you're to have people not be able to afford even to access, you have no economy.
Yeah.
It's just, if we were, any angle you take it from a business sense, that makes business sense. You take it from a humanitarian sense, it makes sense there too. It makes sense everywhere, unless
Yeah.
you're a fucking greedy capitalist. It's like, well, I can charge people $100 a month for this phone service. It costs me nothing.
I'm in Canada. We pay the most of anywhere in the planet for our phone service.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, I pay like $50 a month.
that's what I pay.
Well,
Yeah.
we
Oh
pay
wow.
80 something.
Oh
It
wow.
started out,
Oh
it
yeah,
was going to be
true.
$80. It was never
I
going to
got
go
in.
up.
I got in on a lifetime plan. So
Well,
the
you got
average
lucky.
around here
Well, it
now
was
is
supposed to be
120.
that.
The average is
It
120.
was supposed, yeah, it was supposed to be $80 a month for life, but then they got all their little side plans that they stick you with here. And so now it's like, how much, Mike? It's over $100, like 120 now.
Yeah, you can't change your plan at all.
It includes the internet, though. It's phone
Yeah.
and internet.
Yep.
But the phone part itself has also gone up.
Hmm.
And hey, with all this great new modern technology, everything's cheaper and more convenient and easier to use, but it costs more.
And it's more
Yeah.
explosive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It's
it's
a
more
health risk,
dangerous. Yeah.
Like why are we using graphene batteries? Because they're more efficient, longer lasting, Don't explode in your face. You know,
We need all the graphene for the cloud seeding and
that's true.
Yeah.
Oh,
sensors, body sensors.
yeah, that's to put on the food so you eat it, right?
Yeah.
So you can
So they
set
can
up
know how
little
much you ate.
nano chips inside you, little AI systems. Problem with graphene is it shreds the inside of your body, makes micro cuts. It's too sharp. Doesn't
Hey,
sit.
don't let that stop you.
No, they won't stop them from using it at all. Heck, that's a benefit. That'll get you into the medical area. You know, that'll hurt. Don't eat graphene, people, or graphite.
Well, it's like I'm dealing with this
That's
blindness
the only
thing.
medical advice you'll get from me.
And a small part of me thinks that all the shit that they're doing is contributing to my blindness issue. I don't think it's totally natural, and I can't tell you how that makes me feel, dude. Not good. It makes me really want to wring people's necks.
No, I'm sure of that. On
Yeah.
me, anyway. For myself, I can't say for you, but I've noticed that my vision changes depending on the area I'm in and the amount and type of electricity they're transmitting. But my vision will actually change. It's
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, they've got undercarrying programs that they change all the time, and we feel the effects from those as well.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people talking about the vision thing. So
Mhm.
it's definitely a common thing popping up. But I seem to have it worse. I feel like I got zapped through the phone. That's just one of my working theories here.
Well,
They got tired of me
an
talking
entry
shit.
point. That's an entry point.
Yeah,
They use
they
the
radiated.
phones and Bluetooth and other things to log into your body. And the thing is, what they're doing is they're passing information and storing information in you, so that causes problems. You know.
And not giving me 1 red cent for the privilege.
Oh, you're actually paying for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They're charging you for it.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that ought to be a lawsuit in itself. You know.
Exactly.
Because I didn't agree to be part of the system. You know.
It's like the smart meter idea, right? They're selling us these smart meters, and we're going to need people to come around and read your meter and go, okay, you want to sell me that? Then sell it to me. You tell me, hey, bro, it's going to make your electric bill half as much. You'll get 50% discount on your electric bills if we don't have to pay these. All right,
No,
maybe I will
it's going to be
consider
more,
it.
and it means that we can turn off your power and your appliances if they're smart in your house at any time.
Yeah. But
Right,
I have to pay more.
They turned
I
off
have to
people's
pay
air
more for that.
conditioners. They turned off people's air conditioners with it.
Yeah.
Actually, it means by getting the smart meter within 5 years, you'll be paying 50% more.
Yeah. For the convenience, for them.
Of course, from not having to send somebody out there to look at your meter and stuff now.
Well, and that'll be set up. Part of it will be set up in a web with you in your house and all that, and all the other devices, so that they can do more cybersecurity and transmission of more data, right? Because
Or less data.
Well, no, they want to do more because they want to run AI through us too, right? So.
But here's the thing, bro. Whatever data they after with me in particular, all they gotta do is look at my fucking Facebook and YouTube page. I'll put it all out there, bro.
They need
processing
It's
power. Freely available.
They need raw power, and they need processing power. So they want to set up little processors in all of us.
Yeah, well, I'm not. You better make me. You better be paying me something for that. I'm not doing that shit for free. Just like I had to make my songs private on my fucking YouTube channel because Google decided they're gonna run ads on my songs.
They ain't got there yet. Don't worry, they ain't got there yet.
Yeah. So I'm very good at the whole slippery slope fallacy. I'm very good at seeing slippery slopes and all this shit. And I don't like the slippery slope.
They're very bad slopes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's all bad, unfortunately, too.
Right. Ain't nothing good about none of it.
No, not the way it's going. You know.
No.
and there needs to be limits put on all this technology and stuff. And
Like, don't
instead,
sell me a
instead of
15-minute city.
like
Tell
I
me
want
how it can be in Los Angeles in 15 minutes. You know what I mean?
say that again.
Like, don't try to sell me this idea about a 15-minute city where I can only go within 5-mile radius. Sell me something that's gonna bring me to fucking LA or London in 15 minutes.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like, they're
yeah,
just the total opposite. It's not a consumer driven economy, it's a psychopath driven economy.
yeah,
It's the total opposite.
Joe Biden said he took the train across the Atlantic. That's got to
yep,
be
I bet
true.
he
You
did.
know, he said
yep.
it.
That'd be the underground one, the maglev train under the ocean, right?
Something, yeah.
Could be. He's letting a lot slip out recently.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, that's because they took him out of the picture, and I think he's a little salty about it.
yeah. He said there's gonna be more. What was the quote? Anyways, there's gonna be more storms. It's gonna be worse, man. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, they had it was filming him in a closet with a little desk chair.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's getting real mouthy, wearing Trump hats and stuff, and
Yeah.
he's not being nice to Kamala.
You made up the Trump hat thing, huh?
Hey,
You
no,
made that up, right?
he actually put a Trump hat on.
Yeah, I think
No.
he actually did. Yeah,
He did, yeah, at
That's
a
fucking
fire station.
hilarious.
I think it was at a fire station.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
got him.
Mag it up.
no, that's what I mean. There is this little monopoly game, right? And there's people get pissed off.
Yeah, that's wicked.
Unfortunately, we're watching the little boys get pissed off, not the big boys. But it's still kind of funny. The big boys are still all in lockstep. Joe's whatever he does is just anything he really does is kind of just a hiccup anyway, right?
Just an act.
Because they've still got all the technology in place. That's what they fear the most, is us deciding that we don't want this technology around anymore. Because we can take it down in a day. And they have no control after
And
that.
I know you've seen the stuff with Kamala and the fact that she is clearly speaking with an earpiece. She's actually talking to the people through her earpiece. I saw a video where she was getting interviewed and she's sitting there having a conversation with her ear.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
that dumb. Yeah.
Apparently, NOAA, the National Oceanic and Aeronautics Association, has taken down all information on their RadSat systems.
Oh yeah.
So if anybody has any, if you have any maps where the RadSat systems are, save that. Somebody might want that in the future.
What does that mean? The red said.
Sorry, it's what was it called?
Satellite radar.
Yeah,
Of
satellite.
the weather.
Yeah, it's called
Yeah.
NextRad, the NextRad system. Sorry, my apologies. It's NextRad, the next radar system. That's after Doppler. They've got Doppler too. There's all kinds of radar systems that are deployed, but people are claiming that the one they used to steer these was the NextRad. RadSat, I believe, is the satellite system. That's where they. That's where blue roofs come in handy, right?
Yeah, it's great. We got all this next level technology to show us more destructive weather storms. That's really doing us a lot of good.
Futuristic technologies.
Terawatt lasers and stuff.
Yeah,
Terawatt radars. That's awesome. Pumping
Who's paying
so much.
those electric bills?
You know what they had them?
What's up, Paula?
We are. you know.
Yeah.
You know what they had Floridians doing to their animals and their own arms? They had them writing their names and their birth dates on their animals with stuff that can't be washed away, and on their arms with permanent marker in case they died, so that they'd know who they were when they found their corpse. I saw the videos all over TikTok. It's sad and disgusting.
Shouldn't have happened to anyone
And they
or
were starting
anyone's
to cry
family
as they
at
were
all.
writing it on their animals or on their
At
own
all.
arm.
They could have gone in and orderly gotten those people out of there, but they
It
didn't.
shouldn't have happened. Yeah.
And they
Well, it was only
probably even knowing our
it was
government
mostly
or your government,
psychological.
they probably even blocked up the roads themselves.
Well, and check this out, right? Before the storm hit, what were they telling
Oh,
everybody to do?
absolutely.
Oh, evacuate, or you're gonna die. Evacuate, evacuate.
Panic
Well,
everyone, yeah, with no instruction really.
or no support for that, because
Yeah.
even the $750 that they're offering people who got devastated in this thing, if you evacuate a family, you're gonna definitely spend $750 just to evacuate. But they
We had
ain't
major
reimbursing people
intersections
for
that was
that shit.
blocked off.
Right.
Because cars ran out of gas
It's
because everybody
alone.
was
And
panicking
it's
and bought up
alone.
all
They're
the
not
gas.
giving it.
Yeah, and the
They're not,
hotels were
Yeah.
they're not giving it, it's a loan. It's only a loan.
Right. Yeah.
the hotels were charging far too much.
That's a land grab. That's another part of the land grab is they're making it a loan because a certain percentage of people will be in a bad
Absolutely.
situation when they call back the loan and they won't be able to pay. So they'll just take whatever they have.
Hmm.
And some of that will probably include property.
That's right.
They only need a couple of percent. That's all they need. That's all
Exactly.
they care about.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be
Mhm.
everyone.
It's disgusting.
Yep. And they'll,
It's disgusting.
kill
And they're
2,000
all going to
people,
pay.
2,000 people to affect
Absolutely.
an election and get some property.
Hmm.
This election shit, bro. I just can't believe we still playing along with this shit. Like it's real. You know what I mean? Like it actually. I mean, even like the two we got right now. I mean, yeah, I know
Well, it is
Trump. You know,
real.
he's
It
got
is
some
real
good
in a sense. It is real in a sense. Which part of the families, which of the families is ruling over us? Which line? That's all. There's several families that are ruling over us right now because they own all the property and shit. And it's like a monopoly game, like I said.
Right.
That's exactly what it
Yes.
is.
A rigged monopoly game.
Yes.
Yes.
I keep saying this to people. Trump's going to give you cheaper fuel. He's not going to stop any of the immigration. He's not going to stop any of the surveillance. He's not going to stop any of the deployment of the technology on you until they can control your mind. None of that's going to change. So there you go. That's his bonus. That's it. But he's still part of the system because he's still allowing the control and surveillance system to boldly go ahead. He signed 5G, the 5G body area network, which includes us, into existence on you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's either because he got tricked or because he's playing 5D chess. It's
Well,
got to be a clever.
Yeah, they're playing for stuff. They're playing for stuff, right? And they will kill each other. Depends on how serious you get in the game. He should have known that the Clintons were serious. They've off how many people?
I'm sure he knows exactly how many.
Yeah, right. Come on,
They probably
Come on,
talk
man.
about it.
Come on, man.
you got to play along.
You know the thing.
Yeah, these motherfuckers were trafficking cocaine, dude. Like on
Oh
a
yeah.
fucking industrial scale. I mean,
Well, they probably still have a big hand in the fentanyl and stuff.
oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
You think you're gonna, once some new drug comes along, you're just gonna give up control over the whole area because nobody's doing your drug now? No. No way.
Well, it's just like with these open borders, at least on the southern side.
They got all that cinched up since the 70s with the CIA. They taken their cut. Clinton's taken their cut.
I just have to jump in here and say, Emmett, that is funny. I would have written Funk number 49 on my arm instead of my name. Like, write your favorite song. I'm sorry. Oh, anyway. I don't mean to make light of it, but yeah.
No, that's fine.
I'd have wrote Tom Brady.
Yeah, or your favorite team. Yeah.
I'd have wrote, I'd have wrote my birthday, and I'd have wrote my name, and I'd have wrote, "Fuck you for killing me. I'll be back."
There you go.
Yeah, pretty much these days, no matter how you die, it's their fault.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much,
Somebody
Even
did it
just
to you
dying too
somewhere down
young.
the line.
Even just dying too young, that's their fault.
Sometimes it is, bad environment or what.
Yeah. Well, we're at 2 hours, guys, and I have to head to bed. This was awesome. Great talk.
Excellent. Yeah, great, Bill. Thank you, everybody.
So I hope they leave this up.
Yes, you too. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, we
Yeah.
didn't. I don't think we did too bad with things that
No.
couldn't save.
Yeah.
We did good.
Mr.
My
Verbo,
audio
you
is
talk.
not wanting to pause properly and then mute and all that. So
We
it's
propped
good
up
it's
the
ending.
narrative. I think we did
Much
fine.
love, everyone.
Yeah. All right. Spread the word. Much love.
Not everybody.
Till next time.
All right. Peace out.